What's up, Black Comic Lords? Another dope edition of Stormwatch. This episode 13, technically.
13. No,
Episode
13 for us, but 14 generally, I think.
Yeah, because when we throw in that Life Dream, Storm Dream
Potentially.
50th anniversary, it's like 14, 13, 14. All right. Oh, we lost Antoine. I'm sure he'll be back. Murewa, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good.
It's like the
It's
hardest
been a wonderful
working man in
month.
comics right now. Antoine is back. There he is.
I don't know what's going on. It went on again. I'm here, but I hear everybody. I'm here.
It's the man.
Right.
They're afraid of what you're gonna say.
They
Antoine.
found us.
They found us. You've been trying to keep it on the low.
I really have
But
that.
Storm is blowing up Marvel and blowing up comics, and the word is out. Murewa Ayodele has completed his 12-issue run on the original Storm series, and now we've gone to, it's almost like an addendum series, Rogue Storm #1. This will be the interlude before the Storm series. Fear not, the Storm is coming back with Storm, Earth's Mightiest Hero. Well, more about that later. Earth's Mightiest Mutants, I apologize. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. So, Murewa, why don't you set up for us? Let's jump into our slides. Where's my producer? What is he doing? Is he here? Am I rogue again? There he is. All right. So first of all, before we get started, I wanted to give a shout out to M. Day Johnny and Ashley and Andrea for getting their memberships to Black Comic Lords. Thank you very much. Your membership
Thank you, guys.
subscription to Black Comic Lords gets you admission to our virtual con scheduled for December 6th. Rapidly approaching. It should be a really dope thing. It's the first one we've done. We're looking forward to it. Thank you for joining and getting that membership. It gives you admission to that con. So as you're here, everyone watching, if you want to join us at the con, I'm trying to convince Murewa to show up as well. It's completely on the other side of the planet from him, so it depends on his schedule and his availability. But please join us if you can. All right, let's jump into it. This is where we left off last issue. Storm and Hadad fought.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fight.
So
No holds barred, bloody. It was a knife. I would say it was a knife fight, but it was just more brutal than that. It was a brawl.
It was
Yeah.
fists.
Yeah.
It was fierce. It was a brawl. Long story short, Storm whooped that ass, and Hadad is there, bloody, beaten, and gone.
Yes. And I have to say, she whipped his ass because she was smart.
Yeah.
And she took advantage of the opportunity. And see, this is something that people keep missing. For some people from the opposite side, where they call it power scaling or whatever like that. It's not. It was because she struck while he was still sort of divided across the universe.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Because for all intents and purposes, there's no way she should have won that fight.
No.
Hadad is eons and eons old, has all that experience, has all that power, greatest storm god of all time, etc., black vortex, etc.
Yes.
No, technically, no way she should have won that fight.
She's not winning.
No.
But at the end of the day, Storm's a warrior. I've said this before. She does not get enough credit for being a warrior. It's nice to say she's a queen and she's a weather witch and she's etc., a goddess. These are all fantastic, pretty words.
And all true.
And all true. All true. But at the heart of it all, she is a warrior.
Yes.
A warrior. And that's first and foremost in my mind.
Yeah.
She's just a warrior with class.
Mm-hmm.
But as Murewa displayed in the last episode, last issue, she can get gully with it too.
Yes, absolutely.
So
I
in that
remember-
battle, she absolutely got rid of everything regarding the Eternal Storm.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's gone. Has been excommunicated from her body.
Mm-hmm.
She is now in this new form with the black and gold. What do you call this form?
This form is still the Eternal Storm form.
This is
It's
still
just
the
without-
Eternal Storm. It's just not the
Yes.
mortal storm, I guess is what you called it.
Yeah, eternity is just not still there.
Yeah. All right.
But she kept the clothes because she liked them.
Of course. She's just because she's a warrior doesn't mean she ain't got style. Come on.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We also saw that my man Dr. Voodoo was captured by Death. I'm sorry, thick Death.
And we're still not sure if he deliberately is like, take me, is he in prison against his will, or he
I
said
know
that
this
and
kind of looks like kind of a sex
is-
cult. To be honest with you, I mean, if we're
or,
keeping it
or he said
100,
the thickness and it's like, you know what? Yeah, just have me.
Right.
Because dude ain't complaining.
I can think of worse things.
Death's got a whole dominatrix vibe going on. You know, I got to keep this PG-13, but this looks a little funky.
Yeah.
Be that as it may, she has recruited Dr. Voodoo to be her, I guess, captain of her death army, her dead army of zombies. All of this is fantastic, and I'm honestly surprised that in all the years Dr. Voodoo has existed, no one's thought to do that. The man's literally a necromancer. No one's ever said, hey, maybe we should have him, captain his army of zombies.
Mm-hmm.
No one's ever thought of that?
Mm-hmm.
All this time? Maria's like, yeah, let's just do that.
Yeah, the opportunity just came up. It's even funny that Doctor Strange has been an avatar of death, even, but not voodoo.
Yeah,
Until
a literal
So,
necromancer.
yeah,
That's crazy. All right. So here we go. Rogue Storm. Now, Maria, admittedly, I have not been a big fan of Mega Marvel crossovers. I tried to avoid them like the plague wherever possible. So I need you and Antoine to set up what is the Age of Revelation for me.
Okay. In as this book is concerned, we don't touch on it much. We'll touch on it more as the issue goes by, but mostly in issue 3. But basically, for Age of Revelation, it's Dog has taken over a large chunk of the US, and there's an X-virus,
Doug Ramsey.
Doug Ramsey, um, with the help of an X-virus, which transforms humans into mutants, and if they don't transform, they are killed. And that basically causes a lot of chaos and pandemonium and genocide, for humans. So the Age of Revelation is actually seeing how all the other characters react to this big event. You have people in Araco in Mars, making plans like, what do we do? Do we go to Earth and see what we do? We see stories like Laura Kinney Sabertooth, that some characters they are like, what if we leave Earth and find a way to teleport ourselves and move to and migrate to Mars and just leave this, abandon this planet? You see people trying to say, okay, what if we find the cure for the virus? Like in Iron and Frost and Sinister Six. We see some trying to create a strike team. What if we go against Doug Ramsey, like in Amazing X-Men? We'll see stories like in Wolverine and stuff to see how characters react to the change that some other characters have had, you know. So different aspects like that. It's basically this is the world, and we get to play around with how the characters react to the change in this world.
Well,
Antoine, what do you have?
Oh, that was it. I was just same thing. Yeah, I will add to it though. I think now there have been other Age of events. Of course, the first was Age of Apocalypse, which is something like the monolith. It's the standard almost. I will say so far, this is probably my favorite Age of event that they've done outside of the first one, Apocalypse, because this one actually has me interested in the overall story and in the world that they're building. Because a lot of the other, like they did the Age of X-Man right before Hickman came in and did House of X. And it has some interesting parts, but I think this one is so all-encompassing, and we're seeing so many different characters. Like Misty Knight, I think was it Sinister Six that she was in? Or it was one of the books that I saw Misty Knight in. I think it was Sinister Six.
I think so too.
Yeah, she was. So we're seeing Misty Knight. We're seeing Cecilia Reyes and Radioactive Spider-Man.
Radioactive Spider-Man.
Yeah, so it's really some cool stuff going on, and we're seeing some characters that a lot of times completely get left out of what's happening and being brought into the fold.
Yeah, and because it's a story set in the future, some of the things that the writers also get to react to is also age and time, like in Unbreakable X-Men, we've not yet seen the Doug Ramsey of it all, but what we do see is what time has done to them. The people that time has separated them, and people that time has brought together, seeing like Temper and Ransom, that's, I think they're married, and things like that. So seeing how time has changed the relationships that characters also have.
Yeah.
How far in the future does this storyline, the Age of Revelation, take place?
Most of it takes place 10 years from now. That's the main Age of Revelation. But some of the storytellers, just like in Roguestorm, we tell some stories like maybe like 5 years before, and things like that, just to give some extra context.
All right. Well, these are some dope covers. I mean, I immediately recognized that Humberto Ramos was the cover A on the left.
Mm-hmm.
This one on the right, man, I forget the name of it. It's Dippa?
Ivan Telvaria or something.
Telvaria.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I ordered this, and I'm killing myself. This is great. Well, I can't say that. I'm kicking myself because I'm. I don't want to get banned by YouTube. I don't know if I ordered this one, but that's dope. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's really dope. There's a Virgin variant of it.
Yes,
yeah,
I got
incentive.
Both. I got both. I told him make sure you get both of those for me, and don't forget.
All right. Karen Darbo in the middle there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great covers.
Yeah,
so we jump into the story. Earth 5 years into the Age of Revelation. We've got Thor's hammer is shattered. The Sahara Desert is a blizzard. Atlanta is destroyed. The Amazon rainforest in Brazil is on fire. It's the
Roland
Bosque.
Bosque. He was asking who the artist was. Roland Bosque.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Sahara Desert is iced over, and now there's a Fortress of Solitude there. Why is there a Fortress of Solitude in the Sahara Desert?
Um, I like all the multiple interpretations I've seen. Someone says, it's Egypt, so we have a pyramid made of ice rather than made of snow, rather than made of sand and granite. Um, I just really wanted the shape, um, which is the pyramid shape, um, and my head might be a little bit in the old head space of um the old rogue red rogue green kind of thing, but mostly it's just trying to look for a very striking visual that you would see and you would remember, even if it reminds you of something else.
Yeah, I mean, I'll roll with the ice pyramid in Egypt. That makes sense.
Yes. Now did Storm create this herself?
Whenever
That's a
look,
major
pause.
Never
spoiler.
mind.
Whenever Maria goes, that's when you know you're into some spoilery material.
But the story ends towards maybe something like that, since the pyramid is being guarded by storm engines,
Yes.
and typically the storm engines work for Storm.
Right. Yeah. I saw some interesting theories about what was going on here, because some people were like, maybe Storm felt herself slipping a little too far, so she imprisoned herself there. And I thought that one was interesting.
And some also said, what if is it Doug Ramsey that babbled and that's why she's there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where are the storm engines coming from?
We'll find out later.
We don't know yet. Okay. All right. Fair enough. But what we do see as a visual that's very striking is Storm imprisoned. Now, is this inside of that pyramid?
Yes.
She is imprisoned within. Now, here's the interesting thing. As you read these narrations here, it says, "Our God went mad."
Yeah.
Now, to know peace, we must wage war against our shield. To care for our children, we require great acts of wickedness against our mother. For the good of our planet, we must brutalize our God. Whose voice is this?
Someone that knows about Akogun, the brutalizer of gods, I guess.
Will there be a reveal for the narrator, or is it just going to be omniscient?
It's just going to be omniscient.
I see. Okay.
It's just someone omniscient who is from Earth, because it says our planet Earth.
Yeah.
Refers to Storm as both the god and the mother.
It's me. I'm the narrator, Paul.
You're the narrator?
Now you
Right.
Yeah, it's me.
Busted.
Mystery solved. I do
patience.
love this visual of her eyes.
Yeah.
You promised last episode that her black eyes would remain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like you said, the black horror where she's imprisoned. We've established in Storm issue 7, when Storm uses her mutant abilities, she eyes are white, and when she uses magic, her eyes turn black.
Yeah.
So this is also for the initiated. We know that what's happening to her here, even though it's not in narration, it's not in text, what's happening to her here has something to do with magic, because her eyes are black.
Right. Maybe that's how she gets out. And it says here, we must commit deicide.
Now, wait, one last thing I wanted to ask, because this was a personal question. In that previous page, now I noticed there's the X emblem, so there's some sort of costume that she has on. Is this a costume that we've seen before, or will it be seen later? I was just curious what costume it was. It looked like the 90s one almost, but
yeah, it's a costume we've seen before. I don't know which era it is, but I had a reference for it. That's the costume we're going for. I needed one of the jumpsuits. I'm not sure if the original jumpsuit was white, but I think it's black. It's supposed to be black. It's a jumpsuit and it has two shoulder pads with two X's on it. That's the costume we went with. So because in Primal Storm has an X2, so we need a part of that costume to be that.
There.
We will see what the full costume looks like, I think, in issue 3.
Okay.
But it's a pre-existing Storm costume.
All right. So we must commit deicide, the murder of a god. And a hippo, apparently.
Yeah.
Why'd they have to kill the hippo, Maria? Hippo ain't hurt nobody.
I felt bad because I think for people that were into reading the Storm series that are new to my work, they didn't know this was a title page. They thought this was part of the story pages. So they were like, oh, Storm died and she's resurrected again in one book. So I kind of felt bad there.
This is not a good visual, you killing the hippo. I feel some type of way about that.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right.
I love the bones, man.
Yeah, the bones coming. Immediately we jump in. We see Rogue and Gateway. Or do we? Who is this form of Rogue? She's wearing red. Rogue does not wear red. Rogue wears green.
Yes.
Everyone knows this. Since the 90s. Jim Lee's
mostly.
In fact, Chris Claremont's run, she was wearing green and black. That's her favorite color.
Yeah.
This Rogue is wearing red. Who's this Rogue?
As it's going to be revealed, I think are we still going to get there in the sequence of panels?
All right, we can wait till we get there. Let's wait till we get there. So they're contemplating.
Now we just think it's just Rogue, yeah.
They're contemplating the fact that Storm has gone bad, and they have to slay the dragon that is her. So she has put together a squad, an new Uncanny X-Force. Apparently, is that accurate?
Yeah.
We've got Fantomex we recognize, Warpath whom we recognize, who were two original members of the original Uncanny X-Force squad, which is one of my favorite iterations of X-Force of all time. Is Uncanny X-Force.
Yeah.
And Bobby Drake, Iceman, and then we've got this new character at the top, Akuene. Who is Akuene? Is this her first appearance?
Yeah, this is her first appearance.
First appearance. Well, I think we have a sound effect for that, but my producer's half asleep.
It's also number one of some of my favorite X books is Uncanny X-Force by Rick Remender.
Yeah, Rick Remender.
And various
Todd
artists.
Ribbick did the art. It was incredible.
Yeah,
it was incredible. But I also wanted to have this play on the current status quo. The current Rogue that we know leads a team of the Uncanny X-Men. So if the Rogue that wears red that broke out from that Rogue is going to lead a team, is going to be the Uncanny X-Force. It's going to be, the Rogue that we know, but slightly on edge. So that's one thing we're playing with. Akuene is a new character. I'm trying to keep things, a little secret, but
I love the fact that people in the chat are already picking up the fact this is now a black comic key. It's a comic key. But the fact remains it's a key.
Yeah. So Akuene is her powers basically are the fact that she can negotiate and recruit mystical creatures, and that's where they got the rhinos from.
She's a summoner.
That as the story goes. Yeah.
She's a summoner of mystical creatures. Okay, that's dope. What are these creatures that keep yelling the words war?
War beasts. They,
War.
they get one of them gets a whole monologue in issue 3.
They say more than one word.
Yeah, they do in this issue too, talking about orchestration of war. They are war obsessed creatures. Yeah, I love writing them.
That's kind of a dope power to summon mystical creatures. That's pretty original.
It is neat.
Now, is her powers mutant based, or given that it's mystical, is there a mystical element to her power set?
Shall be revealed in the future.
Oh, that's how you know you asked a dope question.
Yes.
All right. So they're going up against this person. I am the joint consciousness and operating system of the storm engines. The mother's work is not to be Who is the mother? Storm? Teleport out of the vicinity immediately, or you will be decimated.
Yes.
Who is this person?
Well, she just introduced herself.
I mean, does she have a name?
The name is the operating system.
Right.
Operating system of the storm systems. All right.
I wish you could see my scripts. It's always very long. It's always like storm engine operating system every time I'm referring to her.
Now, will her inception be revealed at all about kind of where she came from?
Not really, but we do get to see her again.
Okay.
Pericles Dragon Ball just googled Akujin means evil god or evil spirit. Did you do that intentionally, Maria?
How dare you?
I know that was a stupid ass question. I apologize. I just insulted you. Of course.
No. It's not you. I'm even talking about this person. I think. Okay, I'm not going to even make. I'm not going to say why I said that. I'm just going to keep it cool. Good research by. I'm not going to say anything further than that.
All right. Oh, now my producer wakes up. There he is. Awesome. Okay.
Oh, I love this panel.
Boom.
Yes. When I got the art for this, it was as I was so hyped for it.
Yeah.
It's so cinematic and epic, and it reminds me of all those but the animated ones.
The mecha.
What's the name of this? Yeah, no, just the creatures on the ground, the way they are crashed, the whole vibe of everything. I've forgotten heavy metal when they did like the animated movie kind of things,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's I just love it. I love it. It's really, really.
There's always going in the Murewa Ayodele Storm book. There's always going to be references to Japanese anime and manga.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
All right. So Gateway jumps in. Gateway's got powers. People just think he just teleports people here and there. He's actually a mega teleporter.
Mm-hmm.
And he can do some interesting things with his power set. Talk about that.
Yeah, I was shocked that I don't think many people noticed. I just gave him a new power set.
Yeah, he's never done that.
The power set?
I just low-key gave him a new power set, and I don't think many people noticed that he's a teleporter, and I just low-key show that in more years, maybe with more expansion of his abilities, he can be an energy absorber too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And if he can absorb what it puts in his portal, what if someone walks into the portal and he absorbs that person? It creates questions.
Always expanding and elaborating on the powers of his characters.
Yeah. I wanted it to be another. The thing is, for this story, there are some tools that we use as creators, and this is a very popular one that we all know. In a horror movie, someone walks into a house that we know is haunted. As they walk in, the door shuts behind them, and they try to open it and it doesn't open. And you're like, that's where everything becomes heightened. Like, okay, you are effed now. There's no escaping. You are trapped with the monster. And the way you implement that in superhero comics is the first person to go down is the teleporter. The teleporter is that door. So the teleporter goes down. It's like, yeah, you are all trapped with the beasts now. There's basically no escaping. So Gateway had to go first. So, and I wanted to give it a little bit of trade-off. Like, okay, if Gateway is going to go, if he's going to be the one to die first, let me at least expand his mythos, expand his power sets. Let's give it a little trade-off. So like, okay, I'm going to increase his power sets, and because
What was that about? Gateway is going to die? Maria, you have a twisted sense of humor. You have this great moment with Gateway. You're like, you know what? I'm going to elaborate on his power set and give him a cool moment. Make a double key of this issue, by the way, and then I will follow it up by immediately killing him. I haven't been this traumatized since the Hellfire Gala, in which they introduced the blackest X-Men team of all time on one splash page, and then you turn the page and they were all immediately killed
by Nimrod. It gets worse, but not that way.
Why are you like this?
It's an alternate universe. We're just trying to,
Sexual toxic. Maria's the Shonda Rhimes of comics. Dope stories, and anyone can die at any time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also something I think we've missed in comics. That's I desperately want to bring back. For example, I think you read some comics and you're just sure that some characters are safe. You're just very, very sure. And it's like, nope. And that's the goal.
Oh man, Murewa Ayodele needs to write Suicide Squad someday. Everybody's gonna die.
Now, that would be something. Yeah.
All right. I love the fact that you gave this moment to my man Warpath. A favorite of mine, a favorite character of mine from the X-Force days. Who and you did a homage to the fact that Storm gave him his blades. I remember that issue.
Yeah.
Back when she was still Queen of Wakanda, and she gifted him these vibranium blades with the spikes on them.
Yes.
Thought that was
I
dope.
think it was I think it was written by Ed Brubaker, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was during the time when they were with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. And he's like, your mother gave me these vibranium braids. I'm gonna return them back to you. I'm like, that was dope. That was a moment.
Really good moment. Yeah.
Appreciate that. All right. So we have this other moment where we discuss what you just mentioned before about why is there two rogues now. They faced an immortal elder. Which one is this? Is this the
collector?
The collector?
Thought so, yeah. Looked like it.
All right. Was the collector where was this confrontation? Is this something that hasn't happened yet? We haven't seen anywhere else, or is this in another book?
Oh, this is the first time that we see it, and it happens in the collector's menagerie, where he puts all his gadgets, all his animals, all his different things, and Rogue is on a rescue mission and gets shot, and rather than die, gets split into two personalities. It's just some of these things that I think happens in classic X-Men comics. It just happens, and and it's like, oh yeah, Now we're moving on with it, and I just wanted to just do something like that. You're reading a classic X-Men comic, and it's like, oh yeah, suddenly Rogue took this person's powers and personality, and yeah, moving on. I know, and it's like, what? Like, well, I like, yeah, moving on.
Yeah.
That's the story. And
You
that's
said
like,
the split personalities, what have you, but power-wise, the Rogue Red, does she have the exact same powers, or she has less powers than the green one?
it will be reviewed later, but I can spoil this one. It's not a big thing. Rogue Red has Rogue Green's powers. But what people forget is that the reason why Rogue Green can do all these things is because Rogue Green has extra powers that is not just her powers.
Right.
From
She has
Karen
Wonder
Danvers.
Man's powers.
Yeah.
So if you're going to clone Rogue, Wonder Man's powers will not be cloned with her.
Yeah.
It's going to be Rogue's powers. So that Rogue also has Rogue's powers, but just not Wonder Man's powers.
I thought it was Carol Danvers.
It was Carol Danvers. She lost it at some point, and then Wonder Man gave it to her because Wonder Man was a good substitute because Wonder Man has similar power sets to Carol Danvers.
Gotcha. All right, so this is actually, so in all essence, Rogue Red is actually a pure Rogue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Yes.
particularly when you think about the fact that when we had, actually, I didn't think about that. Oh, crap. So in the Krakoan era, did Rogue ever die and be resurrected? Because how would they replicate her powers from Wonder Man if she had died and been resurrected?
She must not have been.
She must not have ever died.
Yeah, I think she didn't die. I don't remember her dying. Anyway, even during the fall of X, she wasn't there. She was with the Avengers. It was when she came back and saw that there was devastation.
Yeah.
I think she never died. So
She
maybe
never
that's how she kept the power throughout.
So she's kept her powers. All right, that makes sense. That tracks. So this is kind of the answer to that. What happens if they resurrected her? She wouldn't have those extra abilities. She'd just be Rogue.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. You did some world building right there, Murewa. So we have this another key moment. We need Dr. Wizard. We need to have a meme for keys, comic keys for these moments. We need just keep a mind on that for future. We have another key.
What happened to him?
I think Paul was removed accidentally.
Oh.
This is what happens when you start trying to.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you.
Antoine can't hear me. Can you not hear me, Antoine? Are you messing with me?
I'll leave and come back. I don't know. I'll leave and come back. Oh my God.
All right. Bring up that page again. Is Dr. Wizard still here?
The Enisium alloy.
Oh crap. All right, hold on. Give me a second. Share screen. We're in trouble. I think my producer's gone, which means I'm responsible for doing this myself. All right, this is going to require.
Sorry, guys.
Antoine, you'll just keep talking while I fix this.
Gotcha.
I think our.
Look what I got.
What the devil?
That's cool. I love this costume a lot too.
I do too. So this is the new retro Storm figure that Hasbro did, based off of her Outback costume, which I love. Outback is one of my favorite X-Men eras. Love that era. And so I got two. I got one that I can just keep, and then I got one that I'll open. So maybe we can do an unboxing together later, if Paul needs a little bit more time.
No, I'm good. I'm back. I'm just trying to get back to our page that we were on.
They've already sold over 11,000 of these.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's good.
Mhm.
I didn't even know it was on sale. I knew it was coming on sale. I didn't know it was already on sale.
Yeah, it just came out a couple of weeks ago.
I might have to add that to the repertoire. All right. So Enisium, a mixture done by Moon Girl of the remnants of her god armor. Because one of the questions we had from the last episode, the last issue, was what happened to her shattered vibranium armor, which remarkably was shattered easily by Hadad's sphere. So she took the remnants of that, gave that to Moon Girl, mixed it with adamantium, and then added mysterium to it. So you have the durability of adamantium, the kinetic energy of absorption abilities of vibranium, and the amplification properties of mysterium to make a new, what do you call it? It's not an element, it's a alloy called Enisium. Where does the name Enisium come from? Just made that up, or?
Yeah, that's the thing. I always forget these things because I do so much research into it that I've forgotten. Maybe I can check.
It's so very rare that I ever have you say it's just something I made up, because most of the stuff
No.
always have is so well researched and has some deeper meaning.
Oh no. I didn't just make it up. I think it's Greek for something. I think it's Greek for to destroy or something like that.
Yes, it came from Target. It's a Target exclusive.
Target. Hit up your Target tonight.
Okay, yeah, Dotun just sent it to me. Enisium alloy, Greek word from enischoi, which means to strengthen.
Neat.
Yeah, so it's from to strengthen. So and then added the old eom thing that all the other ones have of adamantium, vibranium, mysterium. I decided to go with Greek because adamantium is from adamantine, which is a Greek metal, mystical metal that is known for being durable. So I decided to go with a word that is from a Greek word. So it means to strengthen. Yeah.
That is incredible. Making this, as Sexual Chalk points out, a fourth key.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to own this issue? All right. So, I like that she gave because of the fact that this version of Rogue does not have the same power sets, the Wonder Man power sets that Rogue Green has. So she is less powered, so to speak. We're talking about the flight, the vulnerability, the strength. Those have been major assets that Rogue has used for years. This version of Rogue doesn't have them. Storm knows what it's like to be depowered. A couple of times. But she has always been what? What have I described her as?
A warrior.
A warrior. So she thinks like a warrior and says, "Well, what can we do to amp her up, and make up for those, lackings?"
Yeah.
And designs these. Storm can get gully with it. Not just knuckles, like spiked knuckles. Like that's something a Street Fighter would say, "Hey, we absolutely need the beast."
Yeah.
Just telling you the type of warrior she is. Very pragmatic.
I want to take a second. There's a couple times I want to do this, but for this one in particular, I want to take a second to shout out Roland Bosky for this page, because I thought that the emotion that he was able to capture from Rogue, just in her eyes, and her, you don't even see her face, you just see her eyes. That really blew me away.
And
it's powerful.
The smile on Storm's face in that last panel is beautiful.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. This scene is which I'm going to reference later in the flashback, but this scene is inspired by Life Death, where Storm lost her powers and had all the whole episode. But we talk about life death a lot. But if you just go back one issue, just one issue, if you read the issue before life death, that's where we have this interaction between Storm and Rogue.
Yeah.
That's where you see their deep connection as friends, where Rogue is, tired of being an X-Men of some sort and everything, and just, goes out on her own, and is Storm that has to go to cheer her up and shares her powers with, So it's just something to show that they've both had this experience of, when it comes to their mutant abilities, of feeling like parasitic with it, not feeling comfortable with it, or it's been snapped from them, and different things like that. And just like this is what makes them an ideal pair, to be able to understand, their powers being taken from them. And, this is what made Storm the perfect person to come to. This is what made Rogue the perfect person to be in this book, and it's something we'll reference again, but it's kind of what's kind of inspired, this. They're like, Storm is the one that came to our rescue then, and Storm would come to our rescue here again to be like, I know what it is, I know what it's like. For me, it was my knives. For you, I'm going to give this, knuckle dusters, and
Knuckle dusters.
you're going to create some havoc with this.
Yeah.
All right. So going back to the Storm engines, full battle with these X-Men. She takes the now knuckle dusters are stuck.
Yeah.
Takes the knuckle dusters, for lack of a better term, the Enisium knuckle dusters, decapitating uppercut, and takes out the, what did this person call herself? The Storm Engine Operating System, SEOS. I'll call it SEOS, Storm Engine Operating System. Knocks it out with the Enisium thing. The Revelation territories. Is this part of the Age Revelation bigger story, or is this something that you did yourself?
It's part of the bigger story. It's in every Age of Revelation book.
Okay.
So you see, it's hinted at the climate in South America, which we saw with the Brazil thing, because of Storm's alteration of the Sahara. It's a little thing that is a meteorologist found out that there's a symbiosis between the Amazon rainforest and the Sahara Desert. If the Sahara Desert stops being a desert, the Amazon rainforest will stop being a forest. Kind of like symbiosis they kind of share.
I love the fact that Haven House is prominently featured here. Shout out to Haven House, and shout out to Gail Simone. That was a great storyline. All right. So X years later, Age Revelation, the Osun Osogbo Sacred Grove in Nigeria.
Now, before we talk about this, I just remember something when we talk about Haven Home. Okay, so if you are Gambit, how would you handle the situation
Which situation?
of having two rogues?
Oh my God.
I'll answer it this way. I would not have handled it the way that was portrayed in this book.
How would you have handled it?
Probably in the way that Rogue Red would.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, what'd you say?
I said probably in the way that Rogue Red probably would have preferred.
Okay.
To be included.
All I'll say on that. You're just trying to get me in trouble, Maria.
I think
All right.
Paul would have a seance.
Sure.
Oh, what's the classy word to say it? It's French. Ménage à trois.
I have no comment on that. What does X years later mean? Is this before or after that battle we were just watching?
The X office loves, the that X thing. X months later, X years later. Yeah, technically, it's 5 years later from where we saw. This is the Age of Revelation, which is X years from the original timeline. So this made it a little confusing that people might think this is 15 years into the future instead of 10 years into the future. But I think many people got it. So yeah.
I did not get it. I was very confused, but that's just me.
Yeah. That I didn't want it there, but the X office loves, X years, X thing.
All
It's
right.
a trademark.
She goes, you do this cool thing where she's in this area of Nigeria. She goes underwater and comes across these amphibian looking people. Have we seen these people before, or are these new people?
No. They are not new people. They're called fishermen. They are usually in a lot of Conan books.
Oh. Huh. The Marvel Conan books?
Yep.
Huh. Maria always digging through the crates.
Yeah, and they are technically, they are also mythological creatures that also exist in Yoruba mythology.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right. So
These are
she
fishermen.
decides to make sushi out of the fishmen because she starts slicing and dicing them up with deadly efficiency. It says here the primal storm is death incarnate, vengeance personified. And notice her eyes. Let's go back to the black eyes with the lights in them. What is the primal storm?
Now, I don't want to give too much spoilers, but it's also hinted here visually. She just used lightning, but instead of her eyes being white, they are black. Why?
Yeah, because
so that's an extra question. I'm not going to give the answer. So, but we know that she has gone through something painful. She has gone through something fierce because Storm tries as much as possible not to kill. She just killed these fishermen. No, she killed them even before asking the questions. So this is Storm that's,
she didn't kill the fishermen. She slaughtered the fishermen.
Yeah. So all that is supposed to make us wonder what happened to Storm that made her so angry, that's making her this revenge-seeking storm that is now called the Primal Storm, that is not hesitant to kill and is looking for murderers, and
where'd she get the axe from?
Exactly. Where did she get the axe from? How did she escape the Sahara Desert?
Right.
Because there's quite a long distance between Egypt and Nigeria.
So basically, you made a book with 4 keys and a bunch of questions.
Because even the 5, there's, even though it says, X years or 10 years, there's 5 years that happen between the Sahara and here. So that has questions for me too. It's just like, well, these people must have been really well hidden, because why did it take her 5 years to find them? And stuff like that. So yeah.
And she hasn't even found them yet. Is the fisherman she's asking,
Right. Wow. All right. Until next episode.
And I think this might also be the first appearance of not the character, the place of the Oshun Sacred Groves.
Probably so.
In Marvel Comics.
Yeah. I haven't seen it before.
So that's 5 keys.
Yeah.
If you didn't buy this issue, I'm gonna tell you.
You
There
still
you
have
go, the wizard. All right. So, next issue, we've got Gambit attacking Rogue. These two have always had a very.
Attacking Storms.
I'm sorry. What did I say, Rogue? Gambit attacking Storm. These two have always had a very interesting relationship. Gambit was introduced in Uncanny X-Men 265.
something like that.
Storm was a kid.
60
Yeah.
When Storm had gone through the Siege Perilous and came back as a kid.
Well, no, she was de-aged by the nanny.
Nanny.
Yeah.
What's her name? Nanny? Mama Nanny?
Nanny, just Nanny.
Nanny.
The nanny. Yeah.
Was reduced to basically like a 12-year-old girl and comes across Gambit, introduces him to the X-Men after they go through some adventures in New Orleans.
Yeah.
So they've been tight for a long time, and they respected each other because they're both thieves.
Yeah.
She had this, thieves power set from Egypt, and he is part of the League of, what is it? League of. Damn.
Oh, the Thieves Guilds.
Thieves Guild. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thieves Guild.
Yeah. No, they've always been tight, and I've always loved their relationship because they tease each other a lot about their thievery and stuff and their past together. And I maintain that if Storm had been an adult when they met, they probably would have hooked up. But that, that's neither here nor there.
It's possible. It's possible. She was an adult when they had met.
Yeah, because a lot of people have forgotten about this, but technically they almost did hook up in Extreme X-Men. I think it was number 32 when Storm was trying to pitch the Extreme Sanctions executive, and they were hanging out, and Gambit was like, "You look tired," and she was like, "I'm fine." He was like, "No, you're not," and then he starts kissing her, and then yeah, it was a whole thing. It's very interesting.
I'm uncomfortable with the many loves of
He's
Storm.
very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable. For reasons that would be on a whole nother episode.
Yes.
All right. So, what can you tell us about what we can expect in the next issue? I'm getting the cover in the middle, by the way.
Yeah.
The urban streetwear version of Storm.
My favorite one, yeah.
That's dope as hell.
So for issue 2, we get more revelation to why our eyes have been black, mostly in issue 1.
Yeah.
We, the question to look forward to are things like, why is Gambit here? He chose Rogue Green, but we know what happened to Rogue Green in, Unbreakable X-Men. So why is he here? Is he here because he needs Rogue Red, or is he here because something bad has happened to Rogue Red and he wants revenge? What's happening in this triangle or rectangle or everything, this messy thing of the fact that Rogue Green is dead. We don't know what's happened to Rogue Red, and Storm is involved with one of the rogues, Gambit is involved with the other, and everything. So there's that dynamic there. It's like a friendship that maybe you are 3 friends and 2 of them get married. It gets weird. So there's that, and we also get a continuation of the raid in Egypt that we saw, to see how it's concluded.
All right.
So it's very, very exciting. It gets bigger.
And what we do know, as I mentioned before, after this 3-issue Rogue Storm series is completed, Murewa is back with a new Storm series, Storm, Earth's Mightiest Mutant. Who came up with that title, by the way?
Tom Brevoort. I think he's a big Storm fan. He intentionally puts it there, Earth's Mightiest Mutant. So I think anytime people maybe write Marvel to be like, Storm is not the most powerful and everything. That part of the logo becomes bigger in the next issue.
So just so for the haters that for some reason still watch the show for some reason, when you start to say, "Oh, Murewa's just OPing Storm and declaring her Earth's mightiest mutant," wasn't his idea.
Yeah,
The head of X, Tom Brevoort himself, said Storm is what?
Earth's mightiest mutant.
Earth's mightiest
And
mutant.
He made it known. I remember I read it in one of his newsletters, so it's immortalized. He made it known that he was very fond of this title and that it would not be going anywhere anytime soon. He said that in his words. He literally said that. So
yeah.
And I also want to point out, it's a very limited scope to hear the word mighty and just think about power levels, because might can mean so many things. And when you think about it, Phoenix is gone. She's not on Earth. Magneto's depowered. He's got the resurrection disease or whatever that is. Iceman has always been, limited in his full potential because he hasn't really tapped into it.
And I just mean the mutant that's in the Avengers.
Well, that too. But
because that's mightiest heroes.
Yeah, and there's that. But I always felt like Storm, especially at the moment, would be the mightiest mutant on Earth, because who's richer than Storm right now? Who has more political influence than Storm right now? Who's been the queen of Wakanda? Who has been a fantastic... Come on. Who else? Nobody. That's who.
She checks a bunch of boxes.
Yes, she would. She definitely qualifies for the title.
Yeah.
And she'll beat you in a knife fight any day of the week.
Tear you up.
Now with lightning knives.
Yes.
Now
I need you to promise me, Murewa, that in the Storm Earth's Mightiest Mutant run, we get more lightning knives.
We shall see.
We shall see. All right. I want more.
In this era, she's going to have mostly black lightning.
Oh, my man. Doing that for me, aren't you, Murewa? Just say yes. No, I'm a big fan of the black lightning, man. I think it looks dope.
Yeah, so it's going to be really, really dope. It looks cool.
Yeah.
So it's Shadows of Tomorrow. The era for the X Office is basically dealing with the ramifications of the Age of Revelation. It's a good jumping on point, but it also is more fun and enjoyable if you knew what happened in Age of Revelation and see how the characters try to change their fate, try to change their future, see the things that will come true and the things that would not come true, So yeah, it's going to be a very dope run.
All right.
Federica Manson is killing it on art. So these are the previews, sneak peeks to the next issue.
Yay.
So yeah,
why does that look like Daniel Drum behind Storm?
That's Daniel Drum.
It is.
Not Jericho Drum. Daniel Drum.
So you think I'm going to leave any of the Voodoo brothers out of a Storm book?
Come on. Where am I? That's dope. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I haven't seen Storm wield a bow and arrow since she was in the Savage Land.
X-Men Hunt.
X-Men Hunt. Huh.
Oh yeah, she did. Yeah.
How does her powers work with a bow and arrow? Does she make like a lightning bow and arrow?
Lightning construct.
We shall see.
We shall see. I was waiting for him to say that.
Oh, I thought you were talking about X-Men Hunt.
All right.
So that one was.
We also see X-Force is on the move. I'm counting members here. Who's that person in the background? What?
That's Akujin. Oh, where?
On the left. But between Fantomex and Warpath.
That's Akuene.
That's Akuene. So who's the person on the slide on the way to the right?
Rogue Red.
Oh, okay. All right.
They're all complete.
It's all the whole team.
Minus Gateway.
Now, Antoine, you wanted to bring up this for discussion. What happened?
Oh yeah. So this is causing a lot of controversy, and I just thought it would be interesting, for people here to kind of hear Murewa's thoughts on this, and if Storm's X gene were tampered with, would it affect her godhead? Would it affect if Eternal Storm was still present? Would that affect, her powers? Would it affect her powers if that was the thing?
This is from One World Under Doom, issue number 8.
Yes.
Where Dr. Doom, aka the Sorcerer Supreme, aka Big Muckety Muck Ego Guy, says, you know what? It was cute what Scarlet Witch did with the whole no more mutants thing. I could do that. I'm not as cruel as she is, but I am going to take away their powers for this one little battle.
Mm-hmm.
Once you leave the battle, you can get your mutant abilities back. But turned off the X gene like that.
Personally, I think Storm has different aspects to her. Like we've said, the magical side, connection to the elder gods, and then a mutant side.
Mm-hmm.
And with what we've seen so far in comics, those two other sides, the non-mutant sides of her, are still recent things she's still trying to explore. And like I said to someone that asked me to, is the Storm series timeline is ahead of most books in the Marvel comics. You can see it with the Avengers books, with One World Under Doom as well. It's the Storm series on the timeline is far ahead, just like it was far ahead the Phoenix series. That Phoenix was already in the White Hot Room in like Storm 10, and she didn't get there until like Phoenix 14, 15. So it's so ahead on that timeline. So this is the Storm that hasn't gotten a black vortex form yet. This is the Storm that hasn't explored that side of her fully yet.
Mm-hmm.
So if our mutant abilities were taken away, it would be exactly like it has been in the past during Claremont's era, during all those stuff era. She would just be like as though she's a human being. She has those abilities, but it's like, does she know how to explore it yet? In this particular timeline,
Mm-hmm.
not yet, but in a future timeline, yeah, maybe, when she has explored more of her magical side. Oh yeah, I can't conjure lightning with my mutant abilities. Yeah, I'll conjure it with magic. I'll conjure it with this. I'll do this. Different things. It's. I'll move into the black vortex form so that it won't even have an effect on me or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all that. But in this timeline, she's not learned all those things yet. That's just my own interpretation of the material. So I think it works. It works in the overall Marvel landscape.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
Whatever you think of and put to paper becomes canon. So I'm gonna roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
Who's this?
Oh, look, that's me. This was New York Comic Con 2025, and that is one of the popular Storm cosplayers, Num, who actually, if you look, they're holding a box that I gave them. We were passing out comics from the first Storm run that just concluded.
All right.
That's a Brutal Storm costume.
Yes. Yep. And then this is Allison Seeley Smith, of course, who is one of the OG voice actresses for Storm from X-Men, the animated series, and X-Men 97. She did a few other roles, What If, and Mutant Academy, the video game, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me, Sky.
Very theatrical. And she talks like that. Like when she talks, you can hear Storm. definitely.
Really? That
Yes.
must be dope just to have a conversation. That must send chills down your
It's very
spine when
uncanny.
you're talking to her.
Yeah, that
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
That would be very odd.
Yeah. What the
Oh.
deuce?
So this is these were statues that a guy named Greg, I'm blanking on his last name, had created, if I'm not mistaken, and then he had a booth at the Comic-Con where people could come and take pictures with different props that were X related with the statue. And all, you can't see it, of course, in the picture, but all of the statues, well, not all of them, but a lot of them glow, like Magneto's hands, Storm's eyes, Cyclops' visor, Psylocke's telekinesis, they all glow. The cars. It was really cool. It was really, really cool. And they're very, like, they're life size, so they're really tall too.
To me, my Antoines.
I'm a chimera now. That's what I call myself. I'm one of Sinister's chimeras.
Look at you. You're having a ball.
I was selling it. I had those are the lightning blasts. I was like, I had to get some with those.
Yes, that's the best one right there. That's a good picture.
It was a really good time. Lucas Wernick.
Who's this guy?
Lucas Wernick.
Lucas Wernick.
Our dear friend Lucas Wernick. Really cool guy. Very nice. And I got some stickers from him.
Y'all look like you could be cousins.
I know, we do. We resemble.
We cousins.
Yeah. And these are some of the comics that we passed out throughout the day.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So we got a lot of good stuff. Oh, the Marvel Zombie pins. I forgot about those. Those were cool.
You got a signed picture by Allison Seeley Smith.
I did.
That's so cool.
Yeah, she's a really nice lady. And like I said, she knew who I was, which was surprising to me because, I mean, I know her publicist, Dylan, who's a big Storm fan and a friend also. And so when we started doing a lot of stuff with the series, I know, actually, I think me and Marie, you and me talked about it. I was like, did Allison just follow you?
Yes.
And you said yes. And I was like, oh my God, we made it. So yeah.
Really, on Instagram.
She's a really cool lady. Really cool lady.
Did you tell her to watch the show?
Oh, she knows about the show. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
For sure.
Did you get me a signed picture, Antoine?
Well, listen, Derek, next year.
We're big
I
time,
mean,
Paul.
Ness and Paul, excuse me. Next year, let me know.
Next year. All right.
You have to, maybe you can come next year. Weren't you supposed to come this year? Were you thinking
I
coming?
was. It's just scheduling.
I understand. Well, let's come next year. Let's go. We should team up. Let's cover it for BCO.
We absolutely should. Sexual Chocolate had a ticket for me and everything. Sorry about that, dude. I wanted to be there. All right. Storm is featured not once but twice prominently on this Marvel picture
logo. It's been consistent now.
Mm-hmm.
She's always featured.
There's the Marvel Zombies and then the Marvel Cosmic Invasion video game is the second one where she looks more cartoonish, sprite like.
Even the shark guy, what's his name?
Jeff
the shark is on here.
Who we love. Who I would also love to see appear in the Storm series because I don't know, it just would be cool.
No T'Challa. Kind of bitter about that, but all right.
I didn't realize that. You're right.
There's no T'Challa.
Moment of silence.
I will say nothing because I have nothing nice to say about that fact. Moving on. Is this an original Lucas Wernick art piece?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. In her current costume.
So
one of hers, yeah.
Did he draw this for you at the spot, or was he selling it there?
I believe that this is for Num, so it wasn't mine, but he did draw this for them. Yes.
Wow, that's dope. Now that's a piece of artwork I definitely would have got.
Definitely, it's beautiful.
Fan art. Wait,
yes.
This is fan art.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's fan art.
This is from my friend Frederick, and he and his friend created these images together. I think Frederick kind of gave him the design and the ideas, and his friend, who's the artist, came up with these, what produced the image.
A lot of frenetic energy in this.
Mm-hmm. There he is, artist Benny Holmes.
He's like, it's my favorite too.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
I like this one. Yeah.
With the white pencils, that's good work.
Yeah, it's the costume that Storm is wearing is similar to this, but black.
Mistress of the Elements.
I love that one.
Pepe draws. It's not Pepe Larraz, is it?
No,
it's not.
Mm-mm.
It's a different Pepe.
Yes, different Pepe.
Yeah.
All right.
But still a good Pepe.
Still dope. Still dope.
Mm-hmm.
Penkai. Drawn by Penkai.
This is a cool one.
Yeah, so anime coded.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. From the trailer.
Yes, where Storm, we saw her creating it's like solar wind.
We're guessing.
Yeah. I mean, I did see the Aurora Borealis for a second, so it's got to be something solar related.
Wow. Blacktober. Linda Arts. Oh, I love this one.
Design.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a really neat design.
She's got the toes out at the bottom too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
With some blades. I wonder where these blades go. With Storm, you can never tell.
I was gonna say you never know. She.
I guess.
See the hair with the braids, and then the cloud hair in the back.
Yes, the cloud hair. Definitely.
That's just kind of crazy.
Nice.
This one.
Anime Storm with literal gold chain.
Thick thighs save lives.
Thick thighs. Oh man,
I love this one.
This one's a work of art.
Yeah,
it is. You could hang this on the wall, man.
This is a work of art. Shout out to Matt Z. This is dope, man. This is real dope.
Mm-hmm.
Something playful.
I like this. Very cute
it
stuff.
was cute. Yeah,
Reminds me of like stuff like the Jetsons.
Right. I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Whoever this artist is, Faultinians, you need to do an entire book in this art style. This is dope.
Oh my god, it's going to be so dope.
Oh, hello.
Oh, I didn't see this one. This is new to me. I like that. Wow.
Kind of a take of that old Janet Jackson album cover.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh, I love their stuff. Yeah.
It reminds me of James Aaron.
Looks like this was done with crayons.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I love this one.
This is
what if Storm had WhatsApp? She's got to chat. So Scarlet Witch, Gene, y'all see the professor's new haircut? I love how Spider-Man's just referred to as spam.
Right?
Yeah.
Number not saved.
Finally was able to get a hold of you. We should hang. I'm free Thursday at 3 p.m. King in Black. What does WYA stand for?
Where you at?
Oh, where you at? I need some sent attachments. 4
attachments. You can only guess what those are.
I'm not even going to touch what T'Challa would be sending her. Emma, noticed you got some gray hairs coming in. You're aging so fast. Is everything okay at home? Classic Emma. Tony Stink. So heads up. Might have given the webhead your number. Have fun. Just
that is
nice.
Well worded.
That's such a Tony Stark thing to do. Hilarious.
Tony Stark trolling.
This is why we love him.
Yeah, I love the whole Tony Stark trolling Storm thing. It's a great dynamic,
and it really works. It really does work. Yes.
Victor Doom, I would really change your life for the worse. Just give me a chance. That's dope.
Yeah,
Whoever did
these have
that,
been fun.
that was great.
Ah,
All right, live chat. Let's get into these questions. Dr. Wizard has had to leave, but he left behind questions for us to follow up on.
Yeah, one thing I just remembered I wanted to say, for this first issue, Rogue is more in the protagonist's seat. So we see more of Rogue than Storm when it comes to taking charge in the plot. In the next issue, it's going to be like 50-50. Then in the last issue, it's going to be more of Storm. So it's like trying to balance it to make sure that, both Rogue and Storm have like, very key moments, very key scenes, and they both drive the plots, with equal amounts and drive.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's how the story is going to unfold. So for people that are like, oh, I wish I had more Storm, you're going to have it more as the issue goes by. You're going to have more in issue 2, and you're going to have the most of it in issue 3.
All right, so let's get into these questions. Let me see if I can pull those up.
Yeah.
Scroll. Marshall Edwards says, Murewa, Storm can always use Black Vortex made as her healing mode against any serious damage, diseases, cancer in base form. Also, this question. So if she gets damaged, she gets injured, can she pull herself into Black Vortex mode to activate a healing factor?
Yes, technically, yes. So, but disease thing, we have to wait and see.
Oh, God.
I would suspect that to go into Black Vortex mode probably takes a lot out of her.
Oh yeah, it does. Well,
All right.
especially if you're already damaged too. Like if you're heal and hearty, and you want to go into the Black Vortex mode, it already takes time. So what if you're injured too? So it's like, yeah, it heals you, but it's like, but it's going to take a lot too to also get into it. So
Yeah.
it's not always sure escape.
Got a Storm asks, will Storm get another new form in the season 2 Earth's Mightiest Mutant? Or will she tap into her rogue form?
Not sure yet, but for season 2, rather than we're going to be introducing a lot of new stuff too, but mostly rather than introducing too much new stuff, to be mostly about playing with the stuff that we've introduced, so that we can have fun with them, see the consequences, see how it works, see how it pairs up against, everything that we've seen in season 1. What are the effects of it in the Marvel universe? Hadad died, what does that mean? How is that going to change the landscape? Death is, upset with everything. How is that going to change the landscape? Storm just, lost 2 of our friends to magic. What's our relationship with magic going to be? Those are all the things we're going to explore more of. So it's going to be a very drama-filled season 2.
Are hippos Storm spirit animal? If not, what animal is her spirit animal?
I think different writers have their different interpretations. In Jan Size X-Men Storm by Jonathan Hickman and Ross Dotterman, I think.
Yeah.
It might not be that. It might be the one of Jean Grey and Emma Frost.
Yes. The first one where they're determining what's wrong with her. Yeah.
Yeah, so where they went into her mind, her spirit animals seem to be pink lions. So, yeah, there's been different interpretations of it. For me, I would go with the hippo. And I also like the fact that, a group of hippos is called a thunder.
I did not know that.
So if she's the lightning, they are the thunder behind
The thunder.
Was the splitting of Rogue your idea?
No. It was Gail's idea. So we Tom wanted me to work on this series, see what we can do with Rogue and Storm, and Gail also had a pitch with Rogue as well. So we pitched to the house. The house loved both of them equally. So we're thinking of, okay, how are we going to make it work? Maybe, you know, try to interlock with the time and everything like that. So and Gail in the house, came up with the idea of, what if we split them, you know, and the house was like, any other ideas, but it stayed with me. It stayed with me. So I think the next day, or next day or 2 days later, I sent an email to Tom. I'm like, I didn't even know it was Gail. I just know I heard the voice, someone saying this, and I was like, someone suggested, this, and I don't think people paid enough attention to it. I think it's a good idea and something we can implement, and it's like, oh yeah, it's Gail, I was like, oh yeah, it's okay. So and Gail and I spoke about it. I would, work it out amongst both our books and everything. So the splitting was Gail's idea, but our costume, personality, the fact that that Rogue Red does not have her powers, the knuckle dusters, all the other things. Like developing the character is now me. Was now me.
Is the hippo mount in Rogue Storm the baby hippo from issue 2 all grown up? Good question.
We would see what the hippo is or who the hippo is in issue 2. We'll understand better.
Are the Storm engines completely technological, or is some magic behind their creation? That's a good question.
Completely technological, but the question is it just are they just machines, or are they machines and biological too?
Yeah. Oh, is Aurora still a mortal goddess like her current status, or is she a physical god like Storm?
Like Thor, she's still a mortal goddess.
Okay.
That's
Will there be a zombie Storm?
the first question. That's one of the things we want to play with. We're not trying to replace Thor, and we're not trying to compete with Thor in his own, because every character should have like their own unique playground. So, and Storm's unique playground is the fact that she's a mortal god, and getting to play with that. And will there be a zombie Storm? Um, that's a major spoiler that I'm not even sure if it will happen or not. But technically, there is a zombie Storm.
Okay. With that said, what is your interpretation of Hadari Yao aspect of her character? And what can we expect from a fully realized Hadari Yao goddess form and her power?
In Jason Aaron's run on Thor, it depends on who the writer is. In Jason Aaron's run of Thor, we've seen that gods can be powered by prayers, and they can hear prayers, in the distance. And in Ta-Nehisi Coates' run on Black Panther, I believe, we see that Tom can also connect to that thing, being powered by prayers and belief, and listening to it and all those stuff. So she shares that thing. So to me, I think a fully realized Adariel is still a mortal goddess. Is just being able to, is just still having that ability that gods have, to being able to connect to people's belief to further escalate their power sets. If I'm going to combine the Jason Aaron's definition of a god and the Black Panther one into one cohesive storyline. So it changes her, but I don't think it changes her that much. It's still the mortal goddess story.
What other titles will Storm appear in, if any?
In the Age of Revelation, I don't think she would appear in any except Rogue Storm. But besides Age of Revelation, she's going to be in the X-Men of Apocalypse. She's going to be there. She's going to still be in Avengers and One World Under Doom, and yeah, so she's still busy. And I think some of the Infinity Comic stuff too, she's also there.
That's good.
So Storm's been busy.
That's that's A level treatment by modern Marvel standards. When you get several books that the characters are appearing in, Marvel's trying to give you that push.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Collective Birdie Nietzsche asked, I asked about the goddess status because it doesn't look like Storm has aged at all X years later, so I wondered if she aged slower like her godly cousins. Storm's got that, a credible shea butter.
Mm-hmm. We're going to see why it looks more like she didn't age as the story unfolds.
Tristan Lee asks, Maria, you are an absolute icon. What have you done with Storm what you have done with Storm has been phenomenal. I just want to give you your flowers, sir. Okay, cool.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your kind words.
Bernardo Gomez asks, Ayodele, with what happened in One World under Doom number 8, will we have a Storm that can use magic? After all, it's always the same thing. Without weather manipulation, what can you do?
Yeah, it's a statement like you've quoted that we introduced in Storm 3. So we're definitely going to be visiting that. She's going to be using magic in Rogue Storm. That's not a spoiler, it's in the solicitations. And the next arc in the Eternal Storm saga, as we are coming back, is with Scarlet Witch. So we're going to be exploring our relationship with magic.
All right. So next question. What color are her eyes when she goes fully Hadari Yao mode?
I think in the comic it was bright purple, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a good color.
I think so.
Click the Birdie Niche asks, does the proclamation of Aurora Mother mean that Gaia is dead or Aurora has supplanted Gaia as Earth's goddess spirit? Oh, Lord.
It's more of she's a mother to those those machines. That's one. And yes, I can also see this interpretation. This interpretation is valid because if Gaia is in charge of the Earth and its climate and everything, and Aurora is basically changing it, yeah, she's supplanted. So it has that double meaning as well.
All right. Was Akujin inspired by a certain JJK character?
No. We were supposed to. I wanted Spiral, but I think Ickman also needed Spiral for his story, Long Shots, and I saw an opportunity to do something really interesting with an original character, because an original character quickly becomes a wild card. So I was like, okay, you can have Spiral. We'll create a new character called Akujin. And it's been super interesting. The next issue is an Akujin kind of centric issue, and you're going to see that it's she's a very interesting character, and I'm happy we made that choice.
I feel like Akujin's going to die.
We'll see.
Damn. Did you make Gateway an energy absorber as a nod to his great grandson Lucas Bishop's power set?
It's not been canonized yet that they are related, I think. But I'm I'm not sure if it was in my mind or not. Might be subconscious, but I don't think so.
And we have a super chat from Azazel Valentine. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. Question from Maxine Shaw. Eclectic the hippo is the baby hippo Dotun drew ages ago, and I'll die on that hill. All right. Goddess Storm. Just to clarify, Rogue Storm is after the one above all out war, right? In Storm, Earth's mightiest mutant, basically the future after the war.
Yeah, I can see why you'd say that. Okay, so the way it works is this. You are correct, but also not correct. The timeline is strange. So basically, everything that we know right now, the future is Age of Revelation. But we also know that Age of Revelation, at the end of it, the characters will find a way. Some will, time travel back. Some will send a message back. Some will send consciousnesses back. Some from the past will see visions of the future, different things to learn what's happened and alter the direction. So when you alter that direction, the future awaiting them will no longer be Age of Revelation, will now be the war above all.
Sounds high stakes.
Yeah.
Are we going to see any connection to Storm's daughter, Faraha?
This spoiler is what it's. I tend to build up to that. Yes.
Wow. That, where's my producer's gone? So I gotta do this.
This is a BlackComiclords exclusive.
Oh, not
Followed,
by the way.
Followed by. Look, I'm left unsupervised, so I'm pulling out all the toys.
Yeah.
All right. Murewa, if the Marvel DC crossovers continue, what will it take for you to write a story, and which characters would you use?
Man, it's a tough one.
What Marvel
kind of
DC
things,
character?
yeah, because these things you don't want to say it because you
Someone
never
still-
know. You never know. And one and two is I'm still trying to learn how to write multiple series at the same time. So it also depends on what the offer is. Is it like, oh, can you do 10 pages, or is it a mini series, or is it coming in at a time that, oh yeah, I've written far ahead, I can afford to quickly write this and then come back to it. So too many variables, and I also don't want to put an answer out there because of the too many variables.
That's a good answer. Will ORORO unleash her own version of Satoru Gojo's Limitless, since she already consumed a cursed spirit like Suguro Geto?
We shall see.
The Wanda Toxic fan kept using this panel saying, if Doom and do this, Wanda can. If Doom and do this, Wanda can.
I understand is about the
One World
Doom.
Under Doom.
Technically, yes, because she has done it before, where she actually said no more mutants and things like that. So yes, technically Wanda can. This thing is strange. Comics is strange. It's all rock, paper, scissors,
All right.
We saw Wanda use a spacesuit to breathe in space. Does that also mean Storm can easily, take out the hair in her lungs and kill her too? So it's all rock, paper, scissors with everything.
Black Lightning, Aurora from the Hidden Cloud.
Nice.
Let me see. I think that might be all of our questions. That would appear to be all of our questions.
If anyone wants to see, I couldn't wait, and I opened her.
Nice.
I want you guys to see the paint job, though. Look, they really did a good job. This is probably the best paint job on the Stormtrooper I've seen in a long time. Yeah, they really did a nice job. Looks really good.
It looks awesome.
I'm gonna have to go to Target.
And if you want to save yourself a trip, you can order them online. I'll send you the link.
Put the link in the chat. All right. Maria, you have anything you wish to add?
Nothing much. Just to thank everyone for their support. I think Rook from Amazon was the fourth best-selling issue of the week. The third best-selling Marvel comic, the second best-selling Age of Revelation X-Men title. So really grateful for everyone's support. Really grateful for everyone, rating, social media posts, promotions, and thank you for all the kind words, and I appreciate everything, the support, and I can't wait for you to read issue 2 and 3. It gets really crazy. It gets really awesome. I'm really, really excited. Like, I can't wait. Like, issue 3 especially, like, crazy stuff really, really happens. I can say one. Storm almost turns into like a full-blown, not physically, almost sounds like a full-blown dragon, and is spewing fire and killing a whole army of, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. So I can't wait for you to read everything. And yeah, as we come next year, man, things we have planned with the war above all is crazy. I know every creator says this, but genuinely, Marvel has been crazy supportive. I can't believe I'm getting away with a lot of things. I'm writing stuff and I'm like, okay, like I'm expecting notes, and I will have to like defend it, like, oh yeah. And the notes I get are like on something else. It's not, they're like, yeah, you're cool, you can do that. And like, oh, really? So yeah, it's epic, it's grand, and Marvel is behind it. They're invested in it, and so I'm happy that everyone is also equally supporting the book, supporting the creators. I'm happy seeing that Lucas is coming for these shows, and some of his best-selling pieces are the Storm pieces.
Yeah. All his Storm books were sold out.
Yeah, saying that all the creators that work on the Storm series get elevated and get taken to greater heights even in the company, Luciano, Lucas, everyone. So that's because of everyone's support. So I'm really, really grateful for that. So it's always heartwarming. I always feel happy, and it's a good community to be in. Thank you, everyone.
Sexual Chocolate asks, if you're going to come to New York next year, he's giving you an invitation to stay at his crib in Brooklyn. I ad-libbed that last part, but
yeah,
he's got
next
you.
year. Yeah, next year is so far. I don't know what the state of anything is going to be, but let's see. Especially, hopefully the Storm series keeps going strong and everything too.
Marvel headquarters is still in New York, right?
Yes.
Tell them to fly you out for a meeting or something.
Mhm.
Jordan Miller,
You have to be making them the big bucks too.
you got to make the big bucks. Oh, there was another question here. Will May Storm from the Ultimate X-Men meet Storm in 2026?
That's for the Ultimate Universe guys to. It's their story to tell and
Yeah.
wrap up. So.
Are we going to see the black version of her Eternal Storm costume again in the next arc of the Storm solo, and or will there be a whole new costume design for Storm?
We're still retaining most of our costumes. There's the Brutal Storm, the Avenger Storm, and Armored Storm. We're going to touch upon it again. The black version of the Eternal Storm costume. Fingers crossed. But yeah, that should also be coming back. Like we said, we've introduced a lot of cool things. If you want to play around with it.
People are throwing these last minute questions. Will Akujin appear in a future Storm comic, not Rogue Storm?
That's a great question. Yes.
Good. Brian says you're dope for the record.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. You're dope too.
Aurora Targaryen in the house. Is Eternity still a part of the saga in the next volume?
Yes, but in the far background, because Storm has pushed him out, so we're focusing mostly on Storm.
All right. Here's the big question for you. Any chance Storm makes an appearance in Black Panther Intergalactic in December?
That's for Tom Brevoort to decide. Tom Brevoort is the one editing both books, but chances are high since Tom Brevoort is editing both books. Oh wait,
why would that be under Tom Brevoort? Wouldn't that be under Will Moss? Doesn't Will Moss handle the Black Panther books?
Will Moss handles the Black Panther books, but Imperial is Tom Brevoort, and all these books are spin-off from Imperial. So yeah, but I think he also announced on his newsletter that maybe, I'm not sure if it's after this one shot or later, he will hand them over to Annalise Bisa, but they're still in our office, kind of. Imperial, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Storm office.
So you're saying we need to bombard Tom Brevoort with emails asking for Storm to show up in Black Panther Intergalactic?
I don't know. Please don't spot that him. Please.
I'm talking to you right there. You. And yes, you in the back as well.
Please don't bother him.
All right. I think that is everything that we can do tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us again, Murewa.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Antoine.
Thank you all. Thank you.
All right. How can I get us out of here? I don't know how to do that.
We're trapped.
Blackcomiclords, we got you.
Good night.